So welcome back to The Fish Room, everyone. Tonight is going, I hope this is a good one. This is kind of one I've been wanting to make for a while. I've had this idea in my head actually since we first designed this fish room, and then we designed it again, then we designed it again. Now on one of those, we were going to keep a very specific fish in a 60-gallon cube tank that I had going on, and Lewis made me an offer that I could not resist, and that's why we set up this new 20-gallon tank up here. Remember, we went through a rendition of a 22-gallon rimless tank. We went then to a 20 long tank. We're now to a 20-gallon regular tank. And right now I do have one crebensis hanging around in there that's getting beat up by the other crebensis. But we have a pair of fish for this 20-gallon that anywhere you read on the internet says what we're about to do is impossible. So part of this video is I want to take you to the shop with me and go over some potential fish that we can keep to, say, my water parameters. Now, I know that this tank has zero ammonia, zero nitrites, very minimal nitrates because I'm using a pre-seeded sponge. This sponge filter came from another tank, ready to go. I actually added extra biomedia in this tank just to make sure it was, instantly jumpstart cycle, just make sure we're ready for these fish, hooked it up to an auto water change system. But the fun thing is I did a test here of my pH levels in the fish room. Now, testing the hardness, I've used the API test kit for hardness, I think it is. It can't read the hardness of my water. So we really look into like pH levels, right? So I did a regular test and this is the API master test kit. So I used a regular pH test, and then I even used a high range pH test. And according to their chart system here, we're actually on the regular pH test, we're at 7.6. On the high range pH test, we're actually pushing 8.2 pH. So I realistically think that my pH is anywhere from 7.8 to 8.2. That's a kind of a fairly large swing, so we're gonna go smack in the middle about 8.0 pH, which sounds insane, right? But like, I've kept every single fish in this fish room without any issues in that, and I've even kept this fish before. So with that water parameter in mind, we're at 8.0 pH. Let's throw some pants on and head over to the shop. So now that we are at the shop, it's kind of spooky, check this out. We are here by ourselves. We own the place tonight. Pun intended. All right, let's see if we can't do this one-handed here. Let me come around and turn on some lights I want to show you. So say now that we're at the shop and you've kind of seen my water parameters, what we're working with, I want to take you around here. And yes, the argument's gonna be like, well, that's your shop, you're kind of picking whatever you want. True. Now, I have in mind what fish we are taking home tonight, to be straight honest with you. But I still want to go over potential options that people have, because the number one thing I see here is tap water, or that can't be bred in hard water. Like, that doesn't work that way, right? And should we wake up Sarge? We'll see if he wakes up for us. But let me kind of, I hope to make a point here on what can and can't be done per se. Like I got some ideas here, and there's plenty of good fish here right now too, as I'm running around turning on all the lights here. But there's some great options in the shop right now of fish that can be bred in hard water. Like, there's no reason that it can't be done, right? We just hear my pH is 7.8, my pH is 8.0. There's nothing I can breed in my water. There's nothing I can keep in my water, when that's not true at all. Sorry, got to set the camera down here. I got to need two hands for this one. All right, so where are we at? Okay, let let me show you some potential options we got in the shop. Say, I know what I'm taking home tonight. I know the fish. I know what we're going to do with that. But I still want to show you the options that we have here of the store pH, the store hardness. All of that is practically the same as my home location. It's so similar, right? And you saw the parameters we're working with. You saw me test it. You saw the numbers. So I want to go around and show you potential options and talk while we're doing that. And then we're definitely going to, bag up the fish we're taking home. Try and make this part quick. I don't want to make this too long of a video, but let's get started. First things first, angelfish, rice fish, crebensis, corridors. Guess what? Bred all of that in my hard water. Rams, we're working on it. But look at this. We are keeping rams in full tap water. Now, I haven't bred my black rams yet. Working on it, right? Live bears do really, really well in our hard water. So we could fill out an entire, 20-gallon. I should say that too. We're working with the 20-gallon. We could fill out a 20-gallon of live bears. But like, we've done that, right? We got more angels. I've proven that. Lelupi, that's a beautiful Tanganyikan cichlid that would love our hard water. We got some good cichlids. I actually don't know the common name here. They're a little washed out, but cichlids do well in my water. So it's, again, I've bred cichlids in my water. Now, one big fish too that everybody said there's no way I'm going to be able to keep was the Mabu puffer. This guy is thriving in my water. Absolutely thriving. I mean, check this out. You ever seen a beautiful discus display? Look at these things. Oh, we're making one run away. Look how nice these discus are. Now, I just flipped on the light so everybody's angry at me, but that's all pure tap water. Those discus are not in RO water, pure tap water. We do have the big cichlids. I actually didn't turn this light on. It's right there. Whoop, there we go. Big cichlids, right? Big haps, peacocks. We've done all that. Oh, these are new. Wow. I mean, those are in hard water. Convicts, obviously we could do. The fun part about that before we went to the shop, came back is, you guys don't know if I'm wearing pants or not. No, I wouldn't do that to you. Okay, guys. Mind-blowing fish we brought back from the shop here. So it was a quick jump for you. We ran over the shop. I showed you some things. We talked. Let's get these fish out of the bucket here. And I brought home specifically and purposely some of the water from the tank in the shop to this tank, to finish filling it up. And these fish are amazing. These are absolutely incredible fish. Let's go ahead and get these guys in the tank. Maybe even catch some B-roll of that. Then we will talk more about why I chose these fish, what we hope to do with these fish, and hopefully give some more people the encouragement and the confidence to keep these fish. So we made the transport home using my favorite system here: bucket, battery pack, USB powered air pump. These fish are incredible. These fish are absolutely incredible. Tucker's got to come check them out too here. I mean, when Lewis offered me these fish, so I say, we've had this type of fish before, and then I got rid of them. They're actually at the shop now. Jeez, he's got his head in the bucket. Look at that. Tucker, move. Here we go. You ready for this? Watch out, buddy. We brought home some of the biggest discus I have ever seen in my life. I mean, I want to give you a size reference if I can on this male, but I do not want to stress these fish out. All right, yep. But okay. Wow. Let's get them set up in the tank here. So again, we're going to set up, so one pair, 20-gallon tank. Tank is at, it says 85.5. It's at 86 degrees. We're probably going to remove this. We eventually move the crebensis. But let's go ahead and get these guys set up in this tank. And just so I can show you the absolute magnitude of these fish, because these things are massive and just such a beautiful, beautiful fish. And once we get these guys in the tank here, we will then talk more of tank setup and why I did what I did. Check these fish out. These, I mean, I was trying to get, it's hard to get size reference on these tanks, but like these fish literally fit like the palm of my hand. So yes, we didn't float them, but they came from 86-degree temperature water at the shop. They came to 86-degree temperature water here at the house. Wow, just wow. So female red melon, male panda map. These fish are absolutely phenomenal. These fish are amazing. These fish are gorgeous. That's some big fish right there. That's some absolute big fish right there. And we are going to do our best to breed them here in the fish room. So we set up just a regular 20-gallon tank. This is actually like one of the original tanks we had over here, if you remember. And this is where we had our blue diamond discus at one point. So I've had discus in the fish room. We had them growing out. We had them hot. We had them tap water. They were just juveniles. We actually have those blue diamond discus at the shop now, still growing out. We're hoping to work with them further. So I took back one of these 20-gallon tanks. We set it up on the auto water change. We put a heater in, 86 degrees. We left, and it just so happened that when, at one point in time, we ended up painting this front panel, side panel, back panel. So what we did is, since this side wasn't, we scraped this side off, scraped this side off, left this side painted and the back painted. Now my hope here, after watching discus at the shop, after talking to people, the hope here is with this side painted, that the discus won't necessarily see me entering the fish room and hopefully won't spook them all the time. But what they can still do is they can still see out into the fish room. They can still see out into the fish room. And then we're gonna set up a breeding slate on this side here so they can actually back themselves into this corner, and hopefully the goal is to have them breed, securely, feel secure in their surroundings. So yeah, the tank itself is a little rough just with paint I still need to clean up off of it, but you cannot argue that these have to be some fantastic discus. Now, I'm not sure what we're gonna get if we happen and are able to breed them by way of panda map, red melon cross, but we chose them for body shape, size of fish. I mean, you do this, it looks like it's a itty bitty little fish, but guys, these fish are huge. These are some massive, massive discus. So we chose them for the body shape, the size, overall health of the fish, so we can hopefully breed them and have good success with these fish. Because these were, believe it or not, these were bred and raised in Utah tap water. We have this big a discus that were bred and raised in Utah tap water. And we just tested it, that 8.0 pH, hard tap water. It's amazing at what we can accomplish nowadays. So let's turn this way. Let's show off the good fish, shall we? Like, I'm beyond belief that we have this high quality of discus in the fish room now. The blue diamonds were amazing, don't get me wrong. We still have the blue diamonds. I like the blue diamonds, but to have this caliber of discus in the fish room now is just insane, actually. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by other things, but I want to know your comments. I want to know your thoughts. Do you think I'm crazy for attempting to breed discus in hard, high pH tap water? Because everywhere you read, it's low pH, RO units, and I think a lot of that's like the imported stuff. Where you work here now with, say, bred discus in tap water. These were bred and raised. I want to know what you think. Tell me what you think. Am I crazy? Is this going to work out? Because those are some phenomenal, phenomenal fish. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button, because you can definitely tell we've got some new things coming here to the fish room in the Wel-Don Tanks fish room.